Hi guys, this is Lashette from Skeleton Creations, and I'm back with another deck walkthrough. This is for the Arcana of Astrology deck. And look at this cover. It's so pretty. It really is pretty. Please ignore that shadow there. It won't show up for most of the video. So this is the box. I got this as a holiday gift, and that's a first for me. So I love the look of this box. I've loved the look of this deck. I'm a fan of color and saturated colors in particular. So yeah, this is Abram's Notary. But yeah, this is by Claire Goodchild. This definitely used to be an indie deck, and I recently saw like 3 or 4 months ago that there's now this mass market edition. I know it's not exactly the same, but I don't care. I have not gone back to look at anyone's original editions or comparison videos because I just want to, this is the deck I have and this is the deck I'm going to use. If that changes in the future, that changes in the future, but I don't want to think less of it. So this is a nice sturdy box with a hinge cover, which if you've seen my previous video, like there's already a little bit of wear and that hinge, but only on the inside. The outside's still looking good, and I have learned my lesson. But so the inside of this is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. Yes. Let's talk about the book really quick, because after that, so yeah, matches the box and everything. This book is pretty thin. I just recently got this. I did the whole cleanse and leaving it out for the moon, charging for the full moon, a complete moon cycle. So I haven't read this book. I know that the photos are gorgeous. There's seems to be 4 basic parts to this: the zodiac signs, the planets, the houses, and the asteroids. Those over, basics. What is astrology? Reading your natal chart. More things in that of that nature. Stuff that I know but wouldn't mind seeing here. Modalities, polarities, elements, aspects. I don't know if these are cards though. But yeah, it's nice to see this here. And then I guess you can use it as an oracle deck. There's some spread options here. Not the usual. Not the usual little drawing so you can see how the cards should be laid out. Just a written explanation, some things. That kind of stuff. And now the cards. So with each card we get how we can use it in astrology and in an oracle reading, which I like. They gives all this basic information about each one, and there are full color images of each. What I love about this deck, and if you follow me, you know I have the Black Moon Astrology deck. And what's the difference? One, I've been wanting this longer. I didn't even know that one had existed when I got it. But also we have not all, but the main 8 phases of the moon, and then lunar and solar eclipse. So I'm here for that. So this is the planets section. And I think she mostly followed what the planets look like. And then the houses, which is an interesting choice. And yeah, and all of this is there's keywords, the rulers, and elements, position, the types, and then how do you use it in astrology and in a reading. So I can do both. Asteroids, which is something I don't know too much about. And yeah, okay, so no cards for the aspects, which is okay. But yeah, and then the glossary, and nice. I can't speak to how informative it is, but yeah, this is kind of scratchy, and I think the cards are the same, so that might be a drawback. So yeah, here they are, following the theme of the book, and it says, "Let the stars be your guide," which I absolutely love. Alright, so the back, again, I love color, so this kind of rainbow star thing with the wheel, the zodiac signs, and the planets here, I love that. And let's go over these cards. So each card for the signs is their, constellation, which I appreciate as well. And I think the color most often associated with them. So I move my head off the way. And okay, so these are not super glossy, but glossy enough. And they are more scratch resistant than the book was. I thought it was the same material, but it's not. And that's on both sides. I like that these are very simple. These can be kind of used as like, what do you call it? Those cards you use to help you learn things. I forget. I'll probably remember later in the video, but you know what I mean. And like we have this circle. So the ascendant, that's an interesting choice. I'm gonna have to read that. So being what it is, I wish that the midheaven and IC were also here, but it is what it is. I mean the IC. Here are the planets. Now the moon, this is the new moon or dark moon, waxing crescent. So I love this. The additional option for me here is the fact that as a witch who does have a lunar practice, a lunar spiritual practice, that I could use these for my altars, which I super appreciate. Even the eclipses. Now back to the rest of the planets. I don't know that I really looked at a astronomy NASA image of Mercury, so I have to check that out again. I love this Jupiter. Everything is sliding over here. And I'll show you at the end, but another reason I really like this deck, because they have the houses, I think it's really cool that you can basically recreate your birth chart, or at least parts of it. I think you could do the whole thing, and that is very cool, having the house. So it's a good perk with learning astrology. Oh, I almost had that word again. Something cards, I don't remember. But yeah, again, I have to look it up, the color associations, to see Flashcards, ha ha ha, I remembered. But yeah, and now the asteroids, I forgot the word for it. Which again, you can include in like a birth chart setup. I can show you in a second like what I remember off the top of my head for my birth chart. I'll just do probably my sun, moon, and rising sign, ascendant, and what planets and houses. So yeah, before we get into that though, kind of as about as thin as the last deck I did, the Line Strider Tarot. So they're gonna shuffle really well. And again, my shuffling skills are like intermediate. They're not too glossy, but I expect they'll be easily like marked, indented, bent, kind of like the Line Strider. There's that. So really quick, let's do my sun, moon, and ascendant. I don't know off the top of my head what moon phase my what do you call it? My moon was in. So there's that. Bear with me there. Let's see. So I'm just going to use the full moon for that. Alright, that's the moon. I need to find the 5th house. So these don't kind of separate very easily. Maybe as I use them more, they will. But yeah, just trying to go through here and find the, there we go. Okay, I think that is what I've got now. So I've got my sun sign in my sun in the sign of Scorpio in the 6th house. My moon in the sign of Aquarius in the 10th house. The moon is a little hard to see there in this lighting, but yeah. And let me just move this over. My ascendant in the sign of Gemini. So this is just a point, and it's the beginning of the chart. So technically, it's the 1st house, but I didn't pull that out. So yeah, like you can do that, right? I can do for the rest of my chart too, and it's super cool. I love this so much. So yeah, this is this deck. So far, I like it. I love the color. I love the size. I love how easy it is to shuffle. I like the box. The imagery is perfect. Like, I was really curious as to how the houses would be shown, and I think this is a good idea. And you can learn a little astronomy, get to know the constellations, the way they look. There's another astrology deck that I want that includes the constellations. Oh no, Same author, Claire Goodchild, from Black in the Moon is the Business. And she has the Compendium of Constellations, I believe, and I do want that. I do want that. It's still indie, so who knows when I'll get it, but probably after working with this for a while, because constellations is next level things that I'm not at. I'm still learning astrology, even though it's been like 10 years. So yeah, like this video. If you liked it, let me know. If you've used this deck, what you've used it for. Have you used it as an oracle deck? If you have, let me know down in the comments how it read. And yeah, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And guys, thank you so much really for watching this video. Let the stars be your guide, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.